Cam Newton. This is a sad story. Did y'all see the video posted this past weekend? It showed Cam Newton coming under attack by at least 3 men. Actually, I counted 4. It happened at a 7-on-7 youth football tournament in Georgia. This video right here, you can see it in the video. The former Pro Bowl quarterback appears to be shoved by 3 people near the top of a set of steps before the pushing, shoving, and grabbing moves towards a fence line. The video lasts less than 20 seconds before the altercation is broken up by a police officer and event security. And you see how big that police officer was? You see how big that security personnel was? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you need right there. And clearly Cam Newton had that at that particular location. Many have commented, by the way, that Newton certainly held his own considering he appeared to have been jumped. Newton has not yet commented on the situation. He last played in the NFL in 2021 for the Carolina Panthers. I hope y'all are not sitting here expecting me to cast aspersions on Cam Newton. Cam Newton was conducting a football camp. He's been known to constantly be about the business of giving back. And some group, TSP, that's what they're saying, some group, top shelf promotions or whatever, is a football program, and some of the individuals, they attacked him. I don't know how true that is. But I know this much, Cam Newton is always trying to give back to the community. He's always trying to give back to kids, and he doesn't have to subject himself to some of the things that he subjected himself to. I've seen plenty of videos in the past with guys trying to call him out, acting like they could do something to him on the football field, or talk about they were better than him or whatever. What happened to appreciating the fact that he's a former league MVP, #1 overall pick out of Auburn, guided the Carolina Panthers with a squad significantly worse than the one that Brock Purdy took to the Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers this year, by the way. Cam Newton took a Carolina Panthers team to the Super Bowl where they lost to the Denver Broncos. What about that guy? What about that former league MVP? To talk about him and to talk about him like he trash and for people to be getting in his face and stuff like that, come on. Now, let me tell you something right now. Cam Newton, when have you seen a video of him being violent? I just saw the dude during Super Bowl week. I actually appeared on this podcast. Had a good time doing it. Cam Newton is a legit 6'6", 250. A legit 6'6", 250. In shape. I ain't talking about no 250 and most of it is blubber. This brother's built like a chiseled house. If he want to hurt somebody, he can hurt somebody. But I didn't see that. I saw Cam Newton being attacked. I saw people coming up behind him and trying to punch him in the back of his head. I saw him having his, swinging somebody around and then somebody coming out of nowhere and trying to punch him in the face. That's what I saw. Now, at some point in time, my man Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay fame, Nightcap fame, said it on First Take on ESPN this morning when he said, if I'm Cam, I do away with the camps or I heighten security. Well, security costs money. Why should Cam Newton spend if folks are unappreciative of it? And by the way, let me say something that I said on First Take this morning, and I'm going to say again right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show. I've seen countless occasions where we see white quarterbacks conducting camps. I've never seen that happen to one of them. Why I got to be the brother? Why I got to be brothers pouncing on the brother? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right here. Right is right and wrong is wrong, but it's a bigger problem than that plaguing our community. Do you see what we're doing to each other? We've lamented on many, many occasions how black folks do stuff to others that no other community does. I don't hear Jews calling other Jews non-Jews. I don't hear white folks question other people's whiteness. I don't hear Latinos question other people's ethnicities. Or folks' ethnicities within their own community, I apologize. We do that to each other. Coons, sellouts, name it. We don't hesitate to tear each other down. We don't hesitate to sit up there and denigrate and insult one another. We don't hesitate to sit up there and inflict violence upon each other. Now, I understand the old adage and the old rule. People do damage to their own communities every day. White folks do damage to white folks within their own communities. Latinos do the same thing. Asian Americans do the same thing, etc., etc. I'm talking about outside. I'm talking about on camera. I'm talking about the public excoriations and the penchant for violence. Who loses? Black folks make up 13% of the population, y'all, 13.6% to be exact. The Latino population is proliferating. White folks walk around thinking that some of them, not all, not most, but some of them, walk around thinking they got so much to be concerned about because they were once nearly 90% of the population. They've now dipped to 60% of the population, and it's dwindling. You ain't the endangered species that black folks appear to be in terms of numbers. You would think that would be incentive to safeguard one another. That doesn't mean we can't disagree. It doesn't mean we can't argue. It doesn't mean we can't call right from right or wrong from wrong. But to go to this extent, Cam Newton is a good brother. There's nothing on his resume that shows an unwillingness to help his fellow man and woman, to help his community. I don't know what happened. I don't know the particular details. I'm not castigating anybody in terms of taking sides as to what transpired before the violence. I'm just talking about the violence that we witnessed on camera. It's inexcusable. There are people, based on what we saw, who should have been arrested. And to do this to Cam like he's nothing is pretty jacked up. Now I know what people are quick to say, particularly considering with the next subject that I'm about to get into. They're going to be like, well, Stephen A., who the hell are you to talk? I mean, you listen to the Kwame Browns, who doesn't seem to get clicks unless he's talking about me or Shannon Sharp, or a host of other people who will remain nameless. Oh, we selling out because we talking about basketball or football and pointing out how this player might have played bad or is performing bad who happens to be black, but you ain't talking about what we say about the folks who are performing well who also happen to be black. And oh, by the way, every time you got something to say negatively, it's about black people, but we the ones selling out. But I don't even have to go there. At the end of the day, I don't want nobody harmed. I don't want violence inflicted upon anybody. I don't want anybody losing a paycheck. I don't want anybody losing their job. I don't want somebody like a Cam Newton who is trying to do good to literally be bum rushed and jumped. I don't want that. I don't want that. So thank goodness Cam Newton is healthy and everybody that was there is healthy and everything's good. But I just thought that needed to be said.